empowering minds, amplifying voices, and transforming lives. This is the Untold Stories of Hope podcast brought to you by the Destiny Connect Foundation. Your hosts, Zion Enogeu and Puffy Medupe.
Sadi Bonani, good morning, good day, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are all over the world. It's really amazing to be here, in yet another exciting episode of Untold Stories of Hope podcast brought to you by Destiny Connect Foundation, the one and only Destiny Connect Foundation. This is where we empower minds, amplify voices, and definitely transform lives. That's what we do. And we're excited always to see our viewers on our portals, where you always engage with us. And we want to say well done, to our global community, whereby you are always showing us the support that we need in order to keep doing this work. This is about the love of humanity. There's nothing else, man. Remember that you can always follow Destiny Connect Foundation on our social media pages. Some of them are social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. Just say Destiny Connect Foundation. Or you can also visit the website www.destinyconnectfoundation.org and email us also on info@destinyconnectfoundation.org. What can I say? Man, we always call phenomenal and fantastic people in this platform. And one of them is Paul Bartelink, all the way from Northwestern Europe, where we call it Netherlands. And he's just an extraordinary leader. He's got so many good qualities. And I know that our global community are waiting, to hear about him. Actually, he's just an author of what we call My Mind Works. It's a children's book that makes inner experience visible and understandable. And, it also touches a bit on neurodiversity. And it's one of those subjects that we hardly talk about, neurodiversity, where he writes and explains the concepts of loving yourself, loving others, and also making it easy, to increase awareness and empathy for those children, especially for those people who are with neurodiversity and beyond. And what can we say? We are looking forward to talk to him today about the power of language in emotional safety and self-trust. Mr. Paul Bartelink, welcome to Untold Stories of Hope podcast brought to you by Destiny Connect Foundation. My name is Puffy Medupe, and I'm welcoming you.
Thank you very much, Puffy. It is great to be here and great to talk to you about all of the things that we can change in this world.
Amazing. And you look good, man. You look awesome. It's nice thing when you see someone coming into the platform and they're looking their best.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. We always have guests here. This is a platform where we give our guests an opportunity to tell their untold stories of hope, because obviously globally we've got a community of people who are going through a variety of issues, and some of the things we're going to talk to you about today are some issues that involves the community and involves the global community. Now let's talk about your personal origin story. Where are you from? Take us back to the moment in your life where language either wounded you or deeply made you feel truly seen, and how did that moment shape who you are today?
Well, as for many people, it's just not one thing that happens. We all have many things that we experience that shapes us and that makes us grow if we get along.
Yeah.
So I started in my youth, father, mother, I have a little sister. And the first things that happened, what I can now reflect back, is that we moved several times. So we moved, I think, about 10 or 11 times before I was 25. And well, it shapes you in a way that not every relationship is deep, because when you finally get to know someone, we moved again. So it was always new people, new faces, and that is something that I like today. I love to talk to new people and meet them. I'm interested in what they do, but it gives you some baggage. There are things that you want to consider that shape your past. Divorce of my mother and father when I was about 9 years old. We moved to a different village, not at the other end of the world, but you can visit when you want to. And those things that make you stronger, but it also keeps the emotional charge there. So you're always aware that it's not normal. You are not as other children back then, because most of them had a family together, and nowadays it's pretty common that parents are divorced, but in that day, not that much.
It was not as common. Yeah.
No, not as common as it is today. And doesn't mean that it's bad or wrong or good or whatever, but those are things that you take with you and that will shape you and make you grow. Or if you are not able to reflect on it and let it go in a positive way, it will make you sick if eventually, or you get problems about it. So.
And Paul, that's very interesting, because we have, we live in a world where you have touched on the issue that times changes always. We are now in the 21st century. And before that, there used to be a lot of traditions, customs. And I'm listening to your story now where you say you relocated up to 11 times. Clearly, you meet a lot of different people from different backgrounds and cultures, belief systems, languages, and also, the divorce of your parents. I believe it also leaves a bit of wounds there and there, because somehow you get affected, especially if you're a child and your parents separate, even though there are there's not so much damage, but there's a hidden struggle. Was there a season where you struggled to trust your own thoughts or emotions, especially looking at where you are coming from? And what was happening internally that people around you couldn't see? That's the question I'm posing to you, because there's a lot of, emotion that goes around. It makes you weak. So it depends also if you grow from that situation or you become more vulnerable and you become more weak. Some people, they get angry, they become bitter and everything. But that season where you face that struggle of your thoughts and emotions, take us through that particular season.
Well, it's like you said, you can do several things with the situations that you encounter, and there have been many difficult situations, especially on junior high, elementary school, those things. When we moved after the divorce, my mother got remarried, and with a great man, so my stepfather, and I took on his surname. So I changed my name officially.
That's beautiful.
But it's always, it has two sides. The new family welcomes you, and the family that I was born in has some issues with it, because you leave that name behind, and it's not entirely gone, of course, but on every official document is my new name written. And the first couple of months on high school were sometimes difficult, because of the children that I knew from before. They knew my other name, and so they got questioned about it. Most of them understood. Sometimes they make fun out of you. You have to be strong to let to keep yourself in the position that you want to be, and not force anyone else in a position that they want you to be. So I learned quite early to be strong and let the talking go, but it makes you kind of lonely. In combination with the several movements I had no real friends from youth. There was nobody at school that I knew for more than 2 or 3 years. And most people have some friends for life. Now I have friends that I met in high school. I see them a couple of times a year, every birthday, and I know them for over 30 years. But I hadn't that in my youth, and it shapes you. It is something that I worked on the last couple of years, 10, 15 years, when I was working on my own internal process and get rid of all the internal wounds that were created throughout childhood. Everybody has in a different way, but it's always the thing that shapes you, and what can make or break you. But that is how you get on with it or not. When you realize, and it comes later on, that all the things that you experienced made you strong and made you the person that you are at this point or at a certain point, you also can feel proud, especially when someone else tells you that, for instance, you don't have to be ashamed of anything. And when you see in later on new situations that are similar, that the things that you experienced, you can help other people, and that is what we all do, help others from our own experience, because that's one of the best ways to do it, because you know how it feels, and empathy is one of the most beautiful things for other people when they struggle with whatever situation they're in. And when you understand that, and when you can broaden that to other areas, well, then you can make a difference. And that is what I did in the last decade, 2 decades, that you change yourself, you grow, you heal your wounds, and you accept them, even though they're painful. But it's also the way to grow in a spiritual way, in what we are here to do on this beautiful planet. And when you see what people need, and you can help them with some small acts of kindness, that is the thing that I always say. My day is perfect when I see one little act of kindness. It doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter how, but that is the best energy, and it brings you through the entire day. And that is what I like to spread as wide as possible. Just a small act of kindness, even though you're struggling yourself, that doesn't matter. Just reach out your hand if you see someone has a difficult time. A hug, just the question, how are you? Can I do anything?
It gets them through the day.
Yeah, and it can actually change people's life when it is on the right moment that you step in. You don't know what you will do to that person, but those changes are you can't predict them, but you can act when you see it. And I think a lot of people will have
That's powerful.
experience that afterwards they say, I would have, or I'm sorry, I didn't do that, but then it's too late because the situation has changed, and afterwards you can go back.
The moment is gone.
The moment is gone, exactly. And when you consciously live your life and do all the small things with effort, you will love everything that you have, and you will experience that even though you think you have a lot of struggles, on a moment like that, they are all gone, and it releases you from the tension that you probably didn't know you had, and you can continue. And that is one of the ways that we can help each other by reaching out.
I think that's beautiful, Paul. And, you said a lot of positive stuff, putting yourself in other people's shoes, like empathy. And sometimes we live in a world where we forget those kind of principles, of the love of humanity. Like you said, acts of kindness are immediate. They are instant. It's about now. Someone needs a hug now. Someone needs groceries now. Someone needs your help now. Someone needs that conversation now. And you can't spare that moment for later. And you also mentioned something earlier in your statement that, you look at kids and you put yourself, you heal your wounds, you accept them, you heal yourself, and now you start considering those who are going through similar or related issues to what you have been through, and now you want to help them. It leads me to now what I want to discuss with you. What inspired you to write the book, How My Mind Works? Especially on the line of neurodiversity, what personal experience made you realize that children, especially sensitive or neurodiverse minds, they need a book like How My Mind Works, and how it helps them really to feel that they are welcome in this universe, in this world, in this planet, other than just feeling like they are being rejected and they don't belong here?
Well, thank you. That was one of the best questions that I would love to answer.
It's a beautiful one.
Main reason is my daughter. She is now 14 years old. She has a neurodiverse mind, several things. I don't like to label. We don't do that. But in order to help children, it is required. Otherwise, they don't get help in school, and so you need to get the diagnosis for the sake of the situation. But we don't use the labels. But she has a different mind, and a nephew of mine has it. So I have a lot of children in my direct surroundings that have similar issues, in the sense that they have neurodiversity problems, but it's all different. And the first time I noticed it was I think about 16 years ago, before my daughter was born, when I was teaching people scuba diving, and I noticed that not everybody answered the questions in the same way, and that is something that I had problems with at school, when I knew the answer, but I had to give an explanation, even though there was no explanation for me. And from that point on, I looked at everybody in a unique way. And I'm always, since then, I always been curious in what do you do, what do you like, what you prefer, and how do you see things, how do you experience things. And
definitely.
Many people, the job gets in the way, so you're too busy working and making sure there is you have money and all that kind of thing. So this the book is just finished recently, but the idea is there for a long time, and the help towards the children is also there. I've seen a lot of children, and I always try to understand them, make sure that they feel heard, and that they realize that they are unique, they are special as is everybody else. And
I love that.
And not that they are a problem, because a lot of people, children, even though they're only 8 or 10 years old, say, I have a problem, I don't do this, I'm not good at that, I'm not good at that. And that is how
And you know what, Paul? They start feeling like a burden. They start feeling like, okay, I'm a burden now.
Exactly. And the school systems that we have are not developed to help children develop. They are here to make other things possible for children. And well, that's not the way it should be, I think. And I love to change systems, and I think differently. I also have a mind that has several things with neurodiversity. For instance, when you talk about one problem, I hear 12 or 15 solutions. But
that's beautiful.
I keep listening to you because it's about the conversation. And if you need solution, we can talk about it later. But that is how my mind works. So when I read my own stories, there are 5 small stories in the first book. It touches me also deep inside, from all the things that I experienced. When my mother read the story, one of the things that she said was, "Oh, it's so much recognition. I wish I had this one when I was little." So my next idea is, okay, we'll make a book for the adults.
For the adults now,
to process everything that they didn't have at that time, and also for the children who are older, for the children who are younger. So it keeps going on, but the main thing is that children and parents need to tell them that they don't struggle because of lack of ability or intelligence or motivation, because the main thing is that they don't understand what is happening inside their own mind. When a teacher at school gives an assignment, and 80%, 90% of the children will do it without a question, and you sit there by yourself, and you wonder why this, what do they mean? You probably get a feeling that I'm not normal, I am not like them, I'm different. And I'm looking forward to reflect on that, and that it is not normal, or it is normal. In the entire book, the word normal is not used. In the first sketch, it was in that is normal, because we use it a lot, but I scrapped it. So there is no normal, there is nothing that gives direction to school or a label or whatever. Because
it's just a book that human beings read for empowerment.
Yes, but it's words are very powerful, and when I speak them, when I read them, there is a value added to every word, and because we heard it a lot, because everybody's talking about it, and what I tried to do was to keep every value out of the book. So it's just information, it's just about reflection, it's just how does it work? What do I feel when I read this? Gives it recognition, or it doesn't? There are I started out with some exercises and a little test to get further in the book, but I changed all those words, so
Yes.
I have words without value or a negative impact on it. So, for instance,
On it, yeah.
we have a discover question. That is the only term that I use in the book. When you discover something, it's just about you. There's no good or bad or right, wrong.
Yeah.
It's just about how does my mind work, and that is
Works. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's amazing.
the book, just to see how does it work. What do I like? What do I don't like? What is difficult? Why is it that I don't understand what my teacher is saying? And if my teacher understands me, maybe she can help me. She can tell me something in a different way, and that way we can help each other. So that's, again, when I telling this, and when I reflect on the book, one of the things was it is also for parents, but I can do also things for educators, for a teacher. I'm developing a program just for information, so that
they need those tools.
how the mind works of those children and what they can do to help them, and what in what way can you start a conversation that both parties understand it, and you can help the child developing without putting it in a box somewhere because somebody added a label to it.
They label things. I mean, those labels are the ones that create, the tension and the division, and it makes a child looks at themselves as abnormal. And, as we are moving forward, if you've just tuned in now, this is Untold Stories of Hope podcast brought to you by Destiny Connect Foundation with me, Pafimi B, all the way from South Africa. I'm here with Mr. Paul Bartelink, all the way from Netherlands, and we are talking about the power of language in emotional safety and self-trust. Don't forget that you can definitely connect with us, DestinyConnectFoundation.org, and also follow our social media pages. We are proceeding in this conversation because it's a very interesting one. Let's talk about confusion to clarity. You speak about bringing clarity where confusion dominates. But what confusion did you personally have to overcome before you could begin to help others?
One of the main things is that I see or know a solution for a certain problem, for a certain question, but a lot of people have difficulty to follow that and want to do it in a different way, or in a way that, no problem, in a way that they were taught at school, or whatever education they had. That is something that I still see, but I'm not reacting to it. I choose a different path. But when you see the solution to a problem, and people are not willing to change or to work on that problem or that issue, it's difficult. So one of the most difficult things I experienced was from the people that I love, my surroundings. You see people struggle, and there are ways to help when you do your healing, whatever, doesn't matter which way you use, but talk about it, go through it, and get out of the victim role and take responsibility of your own acts and everything that comes to you. And when you see that people keep struggling months after months, year after year, that is, for me, was one of the hardest things to see. And eventually you have to let go. So I tell everybody, also other coaches or trainers or whatever is helping people. But what I say is, I give you my hand, I reach out, but you have to take out my hand yourself. I don't grab you, because I respect your free will. And if you want to experience this struggle for another year or 2 years, I only can respect it. And I will respect it. But it doesn't mean it makes it easier for me. But I respect it, and I respect everybody's choice. And that is what I changed is, I help people, I help businesses who want help, who struggle, who want to change. If you don't want to be accountable for the actions that you make, be my guest. Then you continue to struggle, you continue to lose money, you continue struggling with your health. It's okay by me. It's fine, really. I respect that. I respect your free will.
Because it's a personal choice.
Yes, but don't come complaining.
It's a personal choice,
A lot of people complain afterwards. If you have had several choices you could have made several times. A lot of people want to help, but if you refuse to help, if you think you know it better, if you make another choice, that's also okay. And if you don't make a choice, that is also a choice. But you are
I remember I was reading an article, and it's one of those motivational articles, and they said, if you believe you can, you are right. If you believe you can't, you are right. So it's really up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like to take the things to the next level. When you experience that, it's okay. And when you're ready for change, I like to come and help you. And I like to help everybody. If you ask, that is the main thing. I can help you if you ask. And then I will help you, or I will forward your data to someone who can help you, or what fits you best, because you can choose for yourself. No problem.
Paul, if you could hand your book, How My Mind Works, to your younger self, what would you hope that younger Paul would finally understand about himself?
I think the main thing is that no matter what other people think about you, you have abilities that few other people have, and it's okay to use them in a way that fits you, and you don't have to adapt or adjust to what other people think that you might need to do, or what they assume that you are here for. So everything that you do is okay. It's fine, and you need someone to support you, to stand by your side, without correcting, without pushing, without pulling. It doesn't matter. Just be there for you, and if you have a question, you can ask it. If you don't, it's also okay to be there. And then you create.
That's beautiful.
You have a stable situation, and that doesn't mean that you don't experience difficulties or challenges. But when I see the relationship with my mother at this moment, it's fantastic. When I have a question, I ask her. I will everything that I write, I will let her read it for her feedback, for everything that she receives on information about that topic. And although we are quite different, two different persons, but we are connected in a way that we can accomplish almost anything if we want. We work together for a couple of years, helping other people in her practice. And I really value her opinion. It's doesn't matter what I've done. I will always share with her, and she will always listen, and she will give feedback if it's if I ask for it, or if I don't ask for it. If she gets some information that she wants to share, and it's
she wants to share the information.
It's always good, and it actually it is the best thing. It is not just good. It's really fantastic to have someone so close to you who you can share those things with. And yeah, she knows me best probably because she was there when I was born. And yeah, when you have someone like that, and you can build your relationship to that point, or some way in the range of that quality that we have, you really appreciate all other relationships. And we had some struggles as well when I was younger. She didn't know all the things because she was also taught certain things, and you should do this or you shouldn't do that. And afterwards, she said, well, if I knew then what I know now, I would have never, or I would always have, in the case of support, or I never really got punished. But as a baby, she was told certain things that would be good or would not be good for a baby. And when she looks at it now, she says, well, yeah, I wish I could have done it differently.
Differently at that time,
it would save you so much trouble and issues in your later life. But it's not like that. It is it was like the way it was, and fortunately you can change everything that happened. You can heal. It's never too late to start again and to let go. And the main thing is to forgive. We say to everybody, forgive yourself, forgive the other, ask for forgiveness for everything that you've done to another, and it will
forgiveness.
It will set you free. It's I don't have any ballast from anyone, because I can forgive everybody for everything they have ever done to me, because it was due to those circumstances. And when you grow, you don't have to hold on to those circumstances.
To feel bad. Yes, to even feel bad about yourself.
So, and with that change of mindset, you can change everything. As what you said before, if you think you can do it, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right.
You can't, you're still right,
And the universe will
Paul, when you keep mentioning what you're saying now, it reminds me of what you said earlier, especially about creating those labels. Especially society can create stigma, it can create so many labels. I remember here in South Africa, we had a campaign called Disability is Not Inability, because we look at so many people with different conditions and we label those conditions, and we start calling those conditions as they start believing those conditions. At the end of the day, they see themselves, like you said, they see themselves as abnormal people. But now let's talk about language and emotional safety. When did you first realize that the words we use can either create emotional safety or emotional shutdown? Was there any defining moment to that? And I love how you approached it earlier, because I could see that it's really a sensitive thing to you, and you are really cautious when it comes to addressing such issues.
Well, my personal awareness, the growth in awareness and consciousness is from the last 15 years, around by the day that my daughter was born, and therefore my ex-wife was pregnant from another child with was not born here. And when I started with those, I took some steps. It's intuition. You will get drawn into something, and you will act on it. I started reading a lot. I didn't read at school because I didn't like the stuff I was reading about. But afterwards, I read a lot, and in that time, I used to read like I could read 8 books in 3 months if it was necessary.
Wow, that's a record.
Yeah, but I realized pretty quick that I could keep reading, but it wouldn't improve things, because if I don't act on the things that I read or the things that I think, it will be a thought, and you can create something out of your thoughts, but you have to act. You have to make an action, and that is when I changed, and when I start acting, and when I start using affirmations, and to try to get rid of all the things that I was convinced of and that other people told me that were true. And when you experience the change in your own system, when you really experience change and you experience the energy of love or gratitude, you have no doubt left, because you don't have to convince anybody. Nobody has to convince me what is real. I can feel what is real. I will do everything I can to help people. I will do everything I can to help people get an experience like that, because when you have it once, you will never have to doubt yourself, because then you know. But it's a struggle. It's like a path up the hill, and it's not absolutely, but it's not an easy way. But you have to make a decision. You can read mindfulness books for your entire life, but if you don't act on it, you just keep reading, and it gives you a good feeling when you are reading, but it will change nothing in your personal life or in your circumstances or whatever. So you have to take action on it. And when you realize that our voice is the most powerful thing that we have to create something, you and when you are conscious, when you're aware about it, you will be very you will check first before you say something. Because I can say all the good things to you, but in an outburst, I can say very bad things.
Very bad things, and
unfortunately, we have some delay to make up for it here, so we don't create instantly. But the words do have impact, and since my daughter is born, I think about a lot of things before I speak them to her, because the impact can be immense, and I can't oversee everything that I tell her. So it's
that includes also the words of affirmations and everything.
Yes, also, but also the small things that you say out of habit, the things you say to a grown-up. Don't be silly, or that's normal, or it doesn't matter. I tell her things. I told her things 5 years ago. When I have a discussion with her today, she can remind me of the things that I said 5 years ago. And but for her, it's no
5 years ago. True.
She doesn't see the different circumstances. That is something that we grown-ups do. I told you that under those circumstances, but for her, it's you told me that end of the thing. There is no but or any other thing. This is what you told me, so this is the way it is. And when you experience that, you will be much more careful with the things that you say. And not always, I'm still human and I still make mistakes. She is my biggest challenge.
Yeah, there and there. Yeah, we are all guilty of that.
Yes, but when you are aware that you sometimes you act too fast or you speak too fast, you react too soon before thinking it over, then you can say, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, or I should have give it a second or a third thought before I reacted.
Before say anything,
And that is what I used in the book. And when you have a book, when you are writing, you have more than enough time to consider, because there are things that I changed like 5, 6, 7, 8 times because it didn't feel good as it felt before. You write things down out of a feeling, okay, this is what I want to explain. So you start writing, and I read it back, and if it doesn't feel okay, and you change something, and I let somebody else read it, if okay, it doesn't feel, just 1 or 2 words that will be changed. And for most people it doesn't change on anything in the story, but it feels differently. And I want to make sure that anyone who reads it will not have wrong feeling about it. It's okay if
and you know what, Paul, especially when you are talking about this element, I want to connect this now to exactly what you are saying. It leads us to that self-trust journey. And what did rebuilding self-trust look like for you personally? Because of course we've touched about your daughter and where she's coming from and everything that you do from your end to her end. But now let's talk about that self-rebuilding, self-trust rebuilding journey. How does it look to you personally? What is the breaking point? Is it a slow awakening, or it's a bit fast-paced? And secondly, I want us to also touch on the issue of structure and responsibility. You believe sustainable progress begins with structure and responsibility. Did you learn that through success or through failure? Can you combine those 2 elements that I'm talking about? And I know it's going to be a very nice, subject to discuss.
Well, it's in my case both struggle and success. When you try something, sometimes it's a success, and some things that don't work out. Some people call it struggle, but you can also call it experience.
Yep. I agree.
When you discover 10 things, 10 ways that don't work, you are very close, much closer to the one thing that will work, and just keep trying. The only failure that you can do is not try again. If you try something different, if you try 10 same things and expect a different outcome, that's not maybe not the best way to check things out, but try it. And when you have structure, and I find that out the hard way, because my mind doesn't work in structure. I don't think in boxes. I don't fit in the system. I'm way beyond that. And that is what I made my strength, because I don't think in boxes. I don't let anybody redirect me to any box whatsoever. And when I do construction projects, I always have a colleague who will guide me through the rules that are necessary, the laws that we have to obey to get a certain project finished. But between the points that we need to act on, I will do my thing, and I will let go of all the boxes and all the rules and all limits. I will see what is best for the project, for the result that we all strive for. And what I'm now doing for myself is building a structure.
That's beautiful.
So I can help others use it. I can replicate. When you put me in a meeting, within 10 minutes I can give you the solution for the problems that they are discussing. But I created this structure so I can copy that again and again, and that is difficult for me because my mind doesn't work like that. It helps me when I use it, and I experience it when I use it. So I always have some things on my desk that help me maintain the structure, and when I need to be productive, I'll use them. And on a day like this, I won't, because I had a relaxed day. I don't want to be too busy before entering in the conversation. But tomorrow I have my papers with structure, and I will use them to continue, because that works the fastest way and the best way. And from that point on, you can change systems. Everyone uses a system, whether they are aware of it or not. Especially businesses use systems, and most people think of a system as something that is on paper or is on your computer. But everything that you do is a system. When you work,
it's a lively thing.
Yes, when you walk towards the coffee machine and you grab a cup of coffee, and you do that every time, it's also a system. And when you build a structure, I like to challenge the system and rebuild a structure. And it is, I call it creator of solutions, creating a structure to help growth. But the main thing that I do is help you recognize what it is that you do right now, where you lose money, and where energy or effort goes away. And when you do that with structure, it's understandable for people, and they can relate to it, and we can solve a problem even quicker than I would do without the structure. So it is. It wasn't easy to implement it for me, but it works.
It's doable. Yeah, it's doable.
Yes.
And Paul, as we are wrapping up, I love what you said. You challenge a system so you can build a structure. And sometimes we look down on those kind of things, because some of the systems are the ones that corrupt a structure. And at the end of the day, there's dysfunction, there's malfunction, and there's a lot of ideologies that do not really bring solutions. And I love what you said earlier. I realized something about you, Paul, that you are someone who always brings solution. I love what you said. You keep bringing this thing that you are a solution bringer, because every time you even gave an example that sometimes you'd sit in a meeting, within few minutes, you already know that, okay, this is the solution to this problem. Now, two issues that I want us to discuss just as we are closing. Empathy over judgment. Was there a time when you judged yourself harshly before gaining awareness, and what changed about that?
Sorry, can you repeat the first part?
All right. Was there a time when you judged yourself harshly before gaining awareness, and what changed about your judgment or perspective at this point? This is where we are talking about empathy over judgment. This is about being empathetic to yourself.
There is always been some kind of judgment, but not always harsh. I think I I could reflect quite fast and see the things that I could do with it, or I would let go of the situation. So I would not struggle to fight against the judgment. I would let it go and make another point of view, because when you have to struggle, it's not for your best interest. And I don't do anything that I don't like to do. That doesn't mean that you have to do some chores that you not prefer, but for work,
supposed to do, yeah.
But mainly, I don't do anything that I don't like to do, and I don't like being judged, so I don't judge myself for that matter. And that doesn't mean I never did it, but I won't continue to do it. When it's a moment, I will reflect on it and I will change it. And in that way, you can change a lot of things about yourself and develop your own growth and be the better version of yourself than you were yesterday.
Of yourself.
I don't have to be better than anybody else, but I like to be better than myself last week or last month.
Yeah, powerful.
When you do that, you stand in your own strength, and nobody can take that away from you. And that is the thing that I would like to, especially for children, when you stay in your own strength, nobody can take that away from you. They can take away anything, but they can't take away that, because that is inside of you. And that's the best place to keep it and the best place to let it grow.
That's beautiful. What legacy are you building, and what would you like Paul Bartelink to be remembered for? When it comes to humanity, when it comes to the role that you are playing in this universe, in this planet, and also when it comes to impacting humanity. There's someone right now watching the podcast. They could be having a vision. They have dreams that are not fulfilled. Some of them, they are going through struggles, and they are like, you know what? I don't think this thing is going to work. I don't think having the strength to proceed with this vision. But when you talk about the legacy that you'd like to build, Paul, I believe someone out there will listen to you now and their life is going to change. So what legacy would you like to build, and what would you like Paul Bartelink to be remembered for?
Well, one of the things that I love to be remembered for is changing the way that we see the world.
Amazing.
Bringing new energies, literally, and new energies to the world that we can use to create our new world. Make people aware that no matter what the circumstances are, you can change for the better, also for the worse. I always focus on the positive. So when you have something that needs to be changed, that is stuck in what way, that doesn't matter. There is always at least one way to break free and to change the structure, to change the energy, to break free from the box or prison or whatever you created for yourself, for your project, for your idea.
Amazing. You know, I love what you're saying, that you can either change for the better or for the worse. So it always goes to that question that we spoke about earlier. Which side or which perspective are you carrying? Are you carrying that positive perspective or negative perspective? Paul, where can people find you? Social media, contacts, email? How can people reach you and access you?
Yeah, social media, LinkedIn, just my name, Paul Bartelink. Instagram, your next step up. Also some Facebook, but I don't use that much, but you will find me there. So the LinkedIn is the best way for people to find me, and I always have my contact information available, email or phone number. So I'm always available for questions, for challenges, and to get started with some new big projects that a lot of people think are impossible to accomplish. And when you think it's impossible, then I'm your man. I will make sure that nothing is impossible.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Paul Bartelink, all the way from the Northwestern Europe, Netherlands. And we are really amazed and really grateful to have been with you today, talking about the power of language in emotional and safety and self-trust. This has been an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for joining us in Untold Stories of Hope podcast, brought to you by Destiny Connect Foundation. I'm really excited that all our viewers, you are here. Remember that you can also become part of the podcast, and you can also sponsor an episode or also sponsor the entire podcast. All you need to do is just to follow Destiny Connect Foundation on our social media pages, whether it's Facebook, whether it's LinkedIn, and you can also say info@destinyconnectfoundation.org. That's our email, or www.destinyconnectfoundation.org. Check our website, be part of this podcast community, and we are looking forward to have you as our guest so that other people globally can hear what is your untold story of hope. And don't forget, my name is Pafimi Dupi. I'm doing this all the way from South Africa, but I'm not doing this alone. I've got my brother Zion Enogero all the way from Nigeria, and Masesi Florence Maseko, who are my co-hosts, and she's also here in South Africa. Thank you so much for this lovely episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And once again, Mr. Paul Bartelink, thank you so much for joining us. Well done, and we wish you all the best from Destiny Connect Foundation, from Untold Stories of Hope podcast. Sharp, sharp.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Untold Stories of Hope podcast. We hope you enjoyed and you were inspired by today's conversation. Remember, you can get more access to resources plus join a thriving global community of change makers by visiting our website at destinyconnectfoundation.org. Please subscribe to our channel and spread the word. Don't forget to turn the notification on. Until next time, keep inspiring your world.